Finally got a lovely summer day, and the school across the street is out for the summer. So we've got some nice peace and quiet, except for the traffic, and not too much wind for a change. We've had a stretch of good weather, a little bit too much rain. There we go. But all of a sudden the rain spigot has been, there we go, turned off. Got a little problem here. I'm wondering if I can just take this off. I put it on because this kaleette was getting eaten by something. Now I have these pinwheels here, and they seem to be helping scare the wildlife away. Let's see, let's do some weeding. Yeah, I'll have to get out here today and do some major weeding and maybe take that netting off. Got another pinwheel here. Can't see what I've got the camera on, as usual. There. And that's protecting this pepper plant, which got eaten, and this eggplant, which also got eaten. And got some netting over these peppers. These are orchid peppers here. The little ones are orchid peppers. The big one is a bell pepper. And there is my lone tomato plant for this year. Beefmaster. Doing pretty well. Got some flowers on it. Next week we're going to have a stretch where it's going to be in the 60s, which is shocking for this time of year, but hopefully it'll only be a couple of days. All that does basically is stop the plants from growing quickly. And these are my bush cucumbers here, the big ones, and the little ones are Mexican sour gherkins. And I have read up on those. They are annuals in this area, but they do produce quite well, according to someone who lives in Michigan who grew them. And I'm going to train them to go up the trellis here. And the bush cucumbers will go down, not into that mess there. I'm going to cover that with cardboard. But that's where they'll be growing. It says here in small print. They'll probably do what they want to do. And there is a Pike's Peak sunflower, getting pretty big. There's 3 of them in this, so 3 or 4 in this netting here. And they need to stay there for a while because the local wildlife really enjoy them. And here are our potatoes. Those are Purple Viking, these are Purple Majesty. And they are getting ready to flower. Every year at this time, I'm always wondering what to do when they flower, because the advice is to take the flowers off, and it will make them produce more potatoes. But I have never seen that to be true. So, and also these probably won't produce well anyway because they're kind of crammed into one container together. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. It's like someone said, that's supposed to be true that if you take the flowers off, you'll get more potatoes, but farmers with fields full of potatoes aren't going to go out there and pluck all the flowers off. There's a flower on it. This may be either a Purple Viking or a Purple Majesty. I'm not sure which, but these are mixed in here. But yeah, it may not be necessary. And the flowers are kind of pretty. And they do attract bees into the garden. There is a rival pumpkin right there. One of the ones that's doing pretty well. And here, some more Pikes Peak sunflower. And over here, by the composter, got some morning glories, which I'm going to hide the ugliness of the composter. There we go. It's funny because I planted these by the fence when I first moved in 4 summers ago. And every year I fight a battle from April to July, plucking out seedlings. And then I went to plant these, and only, out of all the seeds I had, only about 8 came up. I believe this is Scarlet O'Hara here. And further down, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, there's 9 of them. Excuse me. And I accidentally killed one last night, so there were 10. It's still not great. Over here, I believe, is a blue Morning Glory. And excuse me, the sun's on here and I cannot tell what I am focusing on. There we go. Okay. I believe these are the blue Morning Glories here. And yeah, so maybe we'll be able to cover at least part of the composter. Got a columbine that came up by itself. Let's see here. Can I do this? And there's another rival pumpkin right there. Let's see how we're doing here. Another rival pumpkin. They are responding well to the warmer temperatures, except for this little guy here, the only one I'm thinking I'm going to lose. And I think that's because he's so close to the catnip plant, he's not getting enough light. So, what are you going to do? And over here is a rival that came up after I planted a new pumpkin. I had these seeds in the ground since I lost the other rival plant. Where is it? Here we go. About a month ago, and well, almost a month ago. And nothing came up, and then I went and planted this pumpkin I got at the local nursery, and the next day this came up. So I had to move it, and I moved it not too close to the catnip plant, but close to the place where I think I'm going to lose this little pumpkin here. So it'll fill in. This is ridiculous. Cannot see. There we go. And here's another rival here. And here. There we go. Another rival. And that rival, because I'm not sure I got it. And this is the biggest rival right here. This one's going absolutely wild. So I'm happy with that one. And here is the one that I bought in the nursery when I thought nothing was coming up here. This is called First Prize. It's a giant pepo, which is not a maxima. It's one of the smaller pumpkins, but it's anywhere from 50 to 300 pounds according to Burpee. I'll be happy if I get 30 or 40. There we go. And I'm only going to grow one pumpkin on this vine. So we'll see how big we can make it. Okay. Over here we got those strawberry Sunday whatever sunflowers, and this is Big Moose. Big Moose is a maxima, I think. I have to look that up. There's another pinwheel for you. Yay. There we go. Big Moose. These 3 Big Mooses are doing really good. There we go. There was another one here, I think probably hit some stones in the ground or something like that and died very quickly. So, what can you do? Over here, under the asparagus, there's one asparagus that came up by itself. I think that's from a seed from last year, and I don't know if I have it on the camera. Whatever. Let's see here. There we go. That little plant there, those are squash from the sweet dumpling squash that I planted. And they're coming up, so let me put the lens right on it and see if I got it. I cannot tell. There's a lot of weeds there, I can see that. But it's in there. There we go, I think I got it. Yeah, we got a couple of those coming up. Excuse me. And my mysterious peony that I planted the first summer here is finally going to bloom. Got little ants crawling all over it, trying to help it open up. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blooms. So we'll see what it looks like after all these years, and we'll see if it has a fragrance. When I bought it, it was a rhizome, I think the word is, and no description, just said peony. Came in a plastic bag, and I just plopped it out here and didn't think much about it, and came back every year but never bloomed. But now finally it's blooming. And I've got a little ants eating all the wax off of there so it can open up. And anyway, there's the garden. A little bit expanded this year, so as far as it can go. And maybe another foot to the west, but that'll be it. So, yeah, that's all for this week. I'll see you next week.